Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV, welcome. Check it out. We are just getting into the big town of Williams. This is actually part of the old Route 66. But we're just passing through. We're heading up to the mighty canyon, Grand Canyon. Sunday morning, about 9:30. Been driving for 3 hours. Wasn't that cool? Down there at the Colorado River, riding an e-bike. Guess what? I brought it with me this trip too. We're going to check out a really cool route tomorrow. Next video. A big old trail that follows the Grand Canyon. But today I'm heading up to Tusayan. It's a town right before the canyon. We might even sneak in, take a peek at the canyon too today as well. Why not? We're going to be up here. All right, we're getting into Old Town Williams. Let's check out the buildings. All these towns are going to be celebrating this year their 100-year centennial for the old Route 66. Williams, Seligman, Kingman, Boatman, very popular towns in Arizona. Holbrook, when you get over to the east side of the state, those places. Just a neat time, neat place to come to. You know, these old motels and hotels, a lot of them been fixed up, restored. They're actually pretty nice to stay in anymore. You got old restaurants and bars. Just a ton of history. But it's the Route 66. There's a big mural right there that really brings in the tourists here. And this town is right at the main road, goes up Grand Canyon, which I don't know how many millions of people go up to the canyon now. We're going to be one of them. There's the old hotel. 1 block over, it's a one-way street back the other direction. You got the Grand Canyon Railroad. I've filmed here a few times. Maybe on this trip, we're making a 5-day journey here. We're going to be doing some sightseeing up in the mountains around Arizona. This is only day 1. Famous old steakhouse, and here's a bunch more motels. There's a pretty good breakfast place up here, right there to the left. A little restaurant there, Route 66 restaurant. Really good breakfast. They even have some kind of a, I don't know, like a roller coaster or outdoor thing up here on the right. You go up to the top, you can ride down on it. El Rancho Motel there. Here's that roller coaster thing off to the right. Alright, so much for Williams. You know, right up here, there's another attraction called Arizona. You can stay in your car and drive through, see wildlife and all that. I've never done it. Maybe one of these trips we'll try it. Kind of touristy, but that's okay. Right here, there it is, Arizona. And here's I-40. They had a huge traffic jam a couple days ago. Some semi knocked over some major transmission power lines. Knocked the whole town of Seligman out for several days. The entire town was without power. They had a big emergency going up there. It closed the interstate in both directions for like over 24 hours. It was a big deal. All right, I had a question come in a couple of weeks ago about camping up here, coming up towards the canyon. I'm gonna pull in up here where you used to be able to dry camp. I don't know if you still can. It's right here. All the way up on this road, clear up to the canyon, there's Forest Service roads. This one's real close to Williams. Actually, I stayed there. Yep, look at that. There's a rig. But you can camp up to 14 days in here. Let's take a little drive back in. Check it out. Quite a few RVers want to beat the heat. They don't leave Arizona. You know, they go down to Quartzsite most of the winter. Then they'll come up around these areas here. Look at that. There's a tent camper, guy on a motorcycle. But they come up these areas to stay cooler. But it can still get pretty darn hot up here in the summertime at the canyon. But nights cool off. See, there's another car with trailer. One thing though, if you get caught back in here after a rain, you're not going anywhere for a day or so. It gets muddy, and this mud turns into like slick. It's almost like ice. You'll get stuck if you don't have four-wheel. I'll take you out to where I camped one time out here. Wow, there's quite a few rigs in here. Right out here in the flat area. Oh my goodness, they have no camping markers. Off to the left. Huh. Wow, they closed off a big area then, because this used to be just totally full. These fields out here. Nothing but RVs. That little tree, I camped there. Look at this, no one's here. It's all blocked off now, it's all marked. I'll park here a second and we'll get out, walk up to that gate. They do mining or something out here. I wish you could smell the pine air here. It's just fresh. Big old boulders and rocks there, huh? Well, it's all gated. Yeah, they do some kind of mining on these hills back there. Not sure what they dig out. You know, a lot of lava up here. Way up around Flagstaff, there's volcanoes that erupted. There's big lava flows and all that up through there. Yeah, the pine smelling air of the Grand Canyon. You can't beat it. Right up there is your front cam. That's a GoPro Hero 13. That one takes all the footage of the road. And I brought with me, again, electric bike. We're going to ride that tomorrow up at the canyon. It's called Hermit Road. It's a 7-mile stretch you can't drive on, but you can take a bike. Never done it. Thought that'd be a fun video and a fun time. Gonna be doing that tomorrow. Tonight I'm camping in Tusayan. Alright, well, let's head on up. Alright, this is the town of Vale. There's Highway 180 to take you down into Flagstaff. I'll be taking that 180 after tomorrow's journey, because we're going to keep rolling through the mountains. Old airport, there's an RV park here, motels, that's about it. Gas station. Kind of like an oasis out in the middle of nothing. There's the gas station off to the right, and then that big RV park on the left. That's about it. We got about another, not quite 30 miles to get up to the canyon. Starting to get in some trees. It always amazed me how flat and open all this area is before you get up to that massive Grand Canyon. It just absolutely amazes me every time I come up here. All right, we're getting close. You know, the Grand Canyon Airport's right up here on the left. I'll make a quick stop. Maybe we'll catch a helicopter or two taking off. Plus, I got to change out camera batteries and whatnot. Then figure up a game plan. It's getting just close to noon. And I'm debating whether to go into the park now or just wait for tomorrow. I'm going in tomorrow no matter what to ride that trail. But the traffic hasn't been too heavy for being a Sunday. I mean, we're still into April, third week of April, but here's Maverick helicopters, and then Grand Canyon Airport. Big business. All of these plane tours and helicopters and all that, constantly flying people over the canyon. I talked to a guy that's a private pilot. This is quite a while ago. He said there's all kinds of restrictions if you want to fly your own plane over. It's not very easy to get clearance, I guess. But even this parking lot looks pretty empty, doesn't it? Normally there's a lot more rigs. You know, a lot of bus tours come up. They bus people in. Grand Canyon itself, there's lodges, they got campgrounds. But that massive fire, it's been on the local news quite a bit. That massive fire late last year on the North Rim burned up all their water lines. They had no water. They have kind of a water shortage going until they fix all their piping. Even people that hike all the way down into that massive canyon got to pack in your own water. Oh my goodness. That's grueling enough. All right, up here is where all the helicopters usually take off and land. Kind of fun to watch. I see a couple of them running. One of these years I might do it. It's a lot of money to take a ride on one of them things. It's about over $400 for 20-minute, maybe 25-minute ride. And they cram you in there pretty good. I think they fit 6 people inside one. So, I don't know. Maybe one day. I always park out here where the buses park. Okay, let's see if we can't catch one or two taking off. I gotta change out camera batteries and then make a decision whether to go in the park or not. And away they go. Trip of a lifetime. That's still a lot of people in one of them things. Yeah. Alright, maybe we'll catch one more. Alright, let's head into town. That was enough fun of that. Took about a 15-minute break here, got the camera batteries changed out. And I looked on the map. The visitor center is right up here. I'm gonna go in there if it's not too busy. I'm gonna go on in the park. We gotta see the canyon today. At least Mather Point. That's always a good little go-to. Tomorrow, next video, we'll see a lot of it. Really excited to ride my electric bike on that Hermit Road. They block it off to cars. Only buses and bikes and hiking. Because there's a lot of areas too on the trails here where you cannot even ride a bicycle. Alright. Little community of Tusayan. Something like that. I hope I pronounce it correct. They got a lot of hotels here. They got a massive RV park. I've stayed here a couple times. Steakhouses, restaurants, little grocery store. Also within the park, there's another grocery store, big one. But to spend a night here in a hotel, you're $300-400 a night easily. This place gets super busy. One of the main attractions in the country is the Grand Canyon. And of course, I got a Yuck-Donald's. Oh, I better pay attention. I gotta cut over here. And you get fuel and stuff. You can free camp too before you go in the park. Matter of fact, if we go in the, we will go in the park. I'm going to do it. The decision was made. We'll go on in. When I come back out, I'll show you the free camp areas here too. I've done that before. I've always enjoyed coming up here. For me, it's not that far to come to Grand Canyon and these kind of places, because it's right in Arizona, where I'm from. All right, here's the Grand Canyon Visitor Center. Now there's a big movie theater. They charge for it though. It's like $15 to go see a movie in here. Oh, look at the pink buses. They got all the Jeep tours. They'll take you around. But we're going to, you get to go on the RVerTV tour. Free. Just got to sit in that chair and turn on the video and away you go. I'll go inside. It's a big gift shop, movie theater. Take a little walk. There's not too many people in there. I think we'll get kind of lucky at the park today, because I still haven't seen much traffic yet. Not that I thought we'd be buried in it, truthfully, on a Sunday. Can you say pink? That one says Vegas on it. Huh. They got a whole bunch of them out front. It's okay. I mean, if you come here in a car, want to grab a room, jump in one of these Jeeps, that's probably the best way to get around. There's also a bus system, shuttles, that'll take you all over the big park too. Because try find parking in here, it's pretty bad most times. Could you imagine going down that Colorado River in a wooden boat? Them guys did. Says it's a replica of the Powell expedition back in the 1800s, exploring the Grand Canyon. Looks like they got another one up here. Because in the river, I mean, there's big rocks and rapids. In the wood boat, I don't know. But let's see. Same picture as the other one. All right, well, let's go on in. And the big globe emblem on the floor, all tile. There's that IMAX where you pay, wow, $14 to see that movie. I wouldn't be able to film it anyway. That's probably all copyrighted stuff. I'm sure it's worth it. And there's your Grand Canyon. Heck yeah. Was it like 300 miles long? 20, 30 miles wide or more? That's too bad about the North Rim. They lost that old 100-year lodge over there. Those fires. That fire was raging. Let's see if I can't find that. There's the Grand Canyon Village. There it is, Hermit Road. That's what we're going on tomorrow. You cannot drive on it. You can only bike right there, Hermit Road. You can ride bikes, hike it, or there's shuttle buses that can take you out there. I think it's going to be cool. I'm excited to do it. There's a big mural on front of the building. I'll walk around. I'll show you that. Wow, look at all the pink Jeeps. They're all sitting. They must not be busy. We might get lucky. If I can find parking getting out there at Mather Point, then I'll be a happy camper. Hopefully the line to getting in through the gate's not too long either. We'll have to wait and see on that. Sometimes you can wait 2 to 3 hours to get in this place. And there's our big mural in front of the building with all the pink Jeeps. Kind of warming up. The wind's dying down a little. That's good. Tomorrow we're supposed to have blue sky. And you can see it's just a simple little town. Just mainly hotels, motels, food, and a big hole in the ground called the Grand Canyon right up the road. Right up that direction. And here's their shuttle. That's where you pick up the buses here. Let's go on in the canyon. I wish you could smell the pine aroma here from all these trees. It is just potent. Very cool. Welcome to Mather Point parking area. And here we go. Now this is the first turnoff. I don't know if I'll catch one in here. There's another area on the other side. I see places for cars. I can't fit the van in. But I think we're going to get lucky here in the parking. But you can see how many people come here. It is lots. That's all handicap parking. All right, I'm going to go check out the other side. Well, we'll see if we get lucky here. Oh yeah, I see a bunch of them. Yay. This is another visitor center. Kind of their main one here. Look at this, all kinds of room. Super lucky today to get in here on a Sunday. It's almost 1 o'clock. All right, take a little walk. I'd say very lucky getting in here. No parking. All right, up here's the main bus shuttle station in their visitor center. I'm not going to do the visitor center. I just want to get up, see the canyon. But the buses are the way to get around here. The cheapest too. Then you don't have to fight the parking. I'm not sure what they charge. Oh, look at this. It's scared. Well, you never know what's going to walk down the path with you. Huh? Well, get ready. This is just going to be an epic view. That's all I can say. I've been here a few times. Every time I just in awe of the beauty and the vastness of this big canyon. We are close. Very close. You know, it's cool. Sometimes you catch a person that's never seen it before and they walk up and they're just, the emotion on them. Some people even start crying when they see it for the first time. There's Mather Point. I'll walk out there.
Oh no, it's the people squirrels.
There's a lot of people. I gotta work around to get a video in here. But just enjoy this view, please. Even on a cloudy day, look at how far across. There's a north rim straight across. People hike clear across this canyon. You can see the railing here to keep people back. But not all the trail has railing. Tomorrow we'll see, when we get down that Hermit Road, we'll see a lot more of it. I'm glad I came up here. And look at this. Okay, you got the canyon and turn right around. Just pine trees and flat rock. Isn't that crazy? With this massive canyon right here. That's a long ways down to the bottom. Let me grab my phone, see if I can't zoom in on something here.
Another point I don't think has railings. This is a June thing.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to try to get it. To come close to it. Hey guys, let's walk down here. See this down here?
All right, I'm gonna walk down to that Mather Point rock, that ledge. I'll walk out on it. We should be able to see down farther into the canyon. It's super busy. There's a lot of people here right now.
I didn't see that.
You want to go on my back and see higher? Then you'll be nice and protected. You want to go on my back a bit? Okay.
Going back down is actually.
Must have probably could get down.
Ils sont surdéveloppés.
Here you go. Now you can see way down there, Colorado River. Is that crevice way down there? Billions of years it took to make this thing, huh? Just a wonder of the world. Always like coming up here.
Quoi? Non, 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 non.
Bah après si on va jusqu'au bout,
Non, c'est bon.
quand vous voulez.
Il fait 40 degrés.
Here's the other side, way down there. That is thousands of feet down. They have deaths here every year. People fall off the edge trying to get pictures and stuff. It's dangerous. You gotta really pay attention to where you're at. Not every place has a guardrail.
You're good, baby. You can go to sleep if you want. Het is...
Ik heb echt honger.
Ja?
Ja.
Nog een keer regen.
Ja, nee, dacht ik niet.
Maar
Ja, die is dat gat daar.
een cavern.
Thank you so much. Oh my god.
One last look. There's another ledge over there. I'm in one of the busiest parts of Mather and all that up on this end. That Hermit Road is a few miles from here, heading west. So we'll be there tomorrow. I'm gonna head on out. I'm getting a little tired. Head back to town, figure out campsite. This was not planned today. I thought I'd just make town and hang out. But we had to come out here. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I'm game. There it is. 277 miles. The length of the canyon. I was trying to think about that earlier. Crates Lake Mead, people, that's a trip of a lifetime. Canoeing, rafting through those rapids and all that along the Colorado River. They start clear up at Lee's Ferry and end up clear down by Lake Mead, or South Cove, I guess, Pierce Ferry. Look at this, there's elk right along the path here, going back towards the van. They're just munching on green grass. Isn't that something? They're just letting people take pictures. Of course, someone's going to try to pet one, I bet. All right, to the van we go. All right, this intersection here, to make a left, you'd go out by that watchtower. It would take you out of the park and it would take you clear to Cameron, which that road would take you into Flagstaff, or take you up to Lake Powell, Page, Arizona. And if you kept going, clear over to Monument Valley. We're a little ways up in the mountains here. Tuesday we're going to end up clear over by Winslow. Oop! Spoiler, I didn't say that. And this road to the right would take you up to the campgrounds. We could have got to the campgrounds back by Mather Point, but that's the main one into the campgrounds and a lot of their lodges and all that. For more information on my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you sign up for your newsletter, putting one out once a month now. Also got all kinds of cool stuff. Pictures, articles, blogs, previous travels, future travels, all that in the newsletter. And we got a merch shop, Armchair Traveler Series, very popular. Also the heck yeah, hats, shirts, mugs, all that. Very, very popular and fun, which helps support the channel and future videos just like this one, trucking around this great Grand Canyon. And if you want to send a picture in, get in a newsletter, you can email me at info@RVerTV.tv as well too. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, and I appreciate it very much. Alright, well, I'm going to go explore a couple places where you can dry camp, free camp, right outside the property line of Grand Canyon. Here's the gate we came in, the south gate. You know, there was a sign said 30 minutes to get in. It only took about 20. You see the cars lined up. Now you can wait up to 2-3 hours to get in this place. Okay, you see a few there. They don't have all the gates open either. Right there's the end of the line. So not bad today. I got super lucky, I think, today coming up here and actually getting in the park. Because tomorrow's Monday. I figured Monday would be cool and I'm going to get out there early to ride the electric bike. Also, if you're wanting information on the bike I use, it's Electric X Peak. And down in the description, there's info on them. Alright, on the other end of town, there's a forest road. About a quarter mile up, you can camp. I'll go up there for a couple minutes and check that. And then we'll double back here to Long Jim Road. I'll try to find me a little campsite for the night. I was going to do this earlier, but we got sidetracked. Had to go see the canyon. Just had to today. I don't know. Don't get up here very often. I was up in here once and almost got stuck. There should be a kiosk board up here. But you can camp. There's campsites everywhere. 14-day limit. Here's the boards. But there's camping all over these dirt roads out here. They're Forest Service. A lot of hunters come up here too. They allow hunting certain times a year, I think. And maps of the area. There's the canyon. But there's a lot of service roads. And you can camp in there. It's free. All free. Just gotta be careful with your fires, you know, you gotta drown them. There's always signs, drown your fire. Pack in, pack out your supplies. There's your 14-day limit. But the smell of the pines here, oh goodness. Once again, I wish I had a little smell-o-vision. It's like being in a big pine air freshener. Alright, we'll go back to the other end of town. There's a road called Long Jim Loop. And you can dry camp on there. I've done that before too. If I can find a nice spot, I think that's where I'm going to camp tonight. Shouldn't be too far. You know, with the lack of people, there should be open sites. But you camp right along this road. It's called Jim Loop. And it's dry camping. I mean, we're right before you get to the property line of the park. Here it is. And this is totally free camping in the pines right next to the entrance of Grand Canyon. Go figure, huh? It's either that or go back and get you a $400 hotel room. Nah, there's a cool RV park. But RV park could probably run you about 50, 60 bucks a night. Where you come here for free, tent camp in your car. You do not need an RV to do this stuff. Anymore, you know, they got these fancy tents that'll attach to a car around your doors and trunk, so you can actually camp in them. Pretty cool. Look at this guy, he's got him a good site. A little bit of shade. See a couple rigs off to the right. Oh, look at this. It's got my name right there on it. It says, stop. RVerTV. Oh, we got a pole in there. Think I found home for the night. How's this? This is perfect. Well, let me get out. Check her out. Well, I'd give this a big heck yeah for a campsite for the night. I'll just hunker down here in the van because I'm going to head in early. Go out that hermit road on the e-bike. Days are getting longer, you know. Daylight's at 6 a.m. now, or around there. You know, a place like this, you just feel good. Fresh air, big pine smell. It's good for your soul to come to something like this once in a while. Well, what started out to be just a travel day turned out to be pretty cool. Started down in Williams, all the way up through here, seen a few free camp areas, and snuck in to Mather Point in the Grand Canyon. Epic. I got the van fully stocked. Like I said earlier, I'm on about a 5-6 day trip up in the mountains here. We're going to keep trucking east a little bit once I get done in the canyon. Perfect spring weather here in the Arizona mountains. So in the morning, let me show you. The ride is waiting, all charged up. Journey continues. Talk soon.